Switch on this thing. Yeah, so thank you for joining. We appreciate. Thank you for joining. By this time, I will call the meeting to order as we move on to the next agenda item, which is reading and adoption of the meeting agenda. April 8th, 2026, LSUIC Audit Committee presentation to the joint leadership. That is the Council of Coordinators, the Judiciary Board, the NEC, and the Audit Committee here. Opening prayer, and then after we'll go to recognition and welcome statement. I don't know if the SG is Honorable Willie.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay, now you can take it up from there. Just
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. So strictly into the reading of our agenda for today's meeting, April 8, 2026, the LSUIC Audit Committee presentation to the joint leadership. So the first item on the agenda has been done already by our national president. And the second item is what I'm currently doing. And the third item is opening prayer that will be done by our National Chaplain General, Honorable Michelle Vamper. And then welcome, recognition, and welcome statement will be done by our National Vice President, Honorable Rufi M. Hammer. Then we move strictly to our business discussion. Beneath the business discussion, we have purpose of the meeting. That will be done by our National President again. And then the presentation from the Audit Committee will be done by the Chairman, Honorable Rabo Wale Kaba. And we'll move to Q&A session, COC, JP, NEC, AC, and other business. And then remark from the Audit Committee, COC, and NEC. And then we'll take our closing prayer by the National Chaplain General. So, having read the agenda, Honorable President, I turn it over to you. Or we can call for motion of adoption. Mr. President, should I proceed with that?
yes.
All right, so having read the agenda, what's our will and pleasure for this agenda today? So we'll entertain any motion of adoption. Hence, we proceed quickly into our meeting for today. So if you are there, you want to raise a motion, kindly use the reaction, and then you'll be recognized to proceed. Are we following? Leaders, are we following?
Yes, I'm following.
Any motion of adoption for any of us?
The NEC cool, but the NEC
All right.
did this, so let's get another person here.
I see the hands of Honorable Albert from Shandong. You are welcome and recognized to proceed.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for the recognition. I'm Albert Benedict Weir Jr., joining from Shandong Province, Jinan City to be precise. So having sat and listened to the reading of the agenda, I want to move, if I can obtain a second, that the agenda just read be used as our working tools for today's meeting.
All right. Thank you for that. We have been seconded to the motion.
Yeah, My name is Moses Kingswell Flomo. I so second the motion.
All right, thank you for seconding motion. So, Honorable President, at this time, I turn over the session to you. So,
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Van Pelt. If it's not, then we,
Sure he's here, so I can just do the 3 and 4.
yeah, you can go ahead.
Let us pray. Our Lord and our God, we are thankful again for another session. We pray, Abba Father, that you be with us as we about to proceed with our meeting. We thank you, Lord, for the audit committee for this report. Even as we're about to peruse it and ask some questions for clarity's sake, we ask that you be with us through the process. We thank you. May you continue to help us, even as we have few more months to sum up this fiscal year, that you will give us the grace and the zeal to finish strong in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Okay. All right, so let me say welcome to everybody, and I can see we have the honorable people on here today, the Judiciary Board members. I see Honorable Kingsford, Honorable Fowler, and also from the council, I can see Honorable Albert, Honorable Andrew, Honorable Celsus, Honorable John, yeah, and Honorable Vema. They're all from the council, and from the AC, the audit committee, I also see Honorable Robert, who I believe is the chairman for the committee. So let me first of all say thank you to the committee for the report, and thanks to all of the honorable bodies for joining us in this joint meeting. And like I said, during the time of prayer, even as we're about to go over the reports, for some of us that have questions, we can raise our questions or concerns so that we can have the clarity before it is being shared on the official Zoom platform, not Zoom platform, but WeChat platforms for the rest of the students to be able to have access to the report. So thank you, and I hope we have a fruitful session. It's over to you, Mr. President.
All right, so I will move quickly to the purpose of this meeting. They received the audit report from the chairperson on April 2nd. Let me just run it quickly. On April 2nd, we received the audit report for the 2023-2024 slash 2024-2025 fiscal year. And upon receiving that report, I immediately shared the report and with the NEC and told the chairman of the audit committee to share same with the council as well as with all of the auditees in line with our constitution. Also, it was shared with the Judiciary Board to keep in line with our constitution as well and in practice of a good governance as well. So all parties receive this communication over the last 4 days. So I'm sure the leaders from the different organs were able to share the communication with you for you to read through it thoroughly so that you be prepared for this meeting. When we first got to office for the fiscal year 2025-2026, the audit committee was among the first 3 committees that were appointed. Because we talk about audit process and we want to promote accountability and transparency within our union. So we took it very, very seriously by establishing the audit committee. But then as we move along, there were some challenges on the committee. I kept going back and forth with the chairperson on providing the reports. Every time there are some challenges. At another point in time, he lost his parent. And then after a month or so, he was also preparing for HSK exam. Those are some of the excuses that I got from the chairman of the committee that caused a little bit of delay in producing the audit report as soon as possible. Howbeit, after receiving the audit report, I thought it wise to have this meeting and inform the NEC, and we all agreed to go forward into this meeting, the first phase. And the second phase would be with the students on Saturday, so that they also can have the chance, instead of just dashing the report in the group and go by a business, let them also have the chance to enter out of the committee and understand how the process went, what are some of the challenges the committee faced, and what are some of the things the committee did before arriving at the conclusion of this report. So that way, all of the questions, the doubt of everyone will be clear, and then we can move forward into what next we have by putting this either aside or continuing the process after the compositions. Another important thing that I would like to state here, the report, when it was released, or as you read it, never indicted anyone or mentioned any foul play, best to my comprehension. But if that was identified, we'll get into that as the committee representing. So with that, there has been some concern. Some of you might have heard, some of you haven't, where past leaders, especially from the leadership of 2023, 2024, claim that there was some financial mismanagement within their own leadership. So when the report received and nothing of such was captured, we saw it prudent, okay, let's understand what actually happened, so that we don't just post this thing and then people say, oh no, we have been hearing this person take money, or this one happened, but then the committee never talk about it, or the NEC never talk anything about it. And we try to give the committee the independence as best as possible in line with the Constitution, and also to support them by the provision of any other document that they would need. We share everything that we receive with them. And at a certain point in time, we received the management letter, which were also forwarded to the council and also the Judiciary Board. Received copy of the management letter, the first one, in which it stated 14 days period was given for management to reply to all of the recommendations and findings from what the committee identified. And after that, we met with this committee, I think it was in February 16 or 19, to understand, what was done and the challenges and how we could help to ensure that the report is released as quick as possible. And the committee, and as we discussed, that was also captured in the LSUIC Chronicles or newsletter. And after that, it go to work, which produced this result. So one thing that we might be concerned about is the fact that the very same leadership under which this audit is being conducted, it's the leadership of 2023, 2024, claim verbatim through the President Emeritus, Honorable Jacob Cephas Johnson, that his financial secretary has some mismanagement with the LSUIC funds. That has been told to other scholars, either by him or his associates. And some claims were, oh, that's the reason why the current leadership don't want to audit, because somebody stole money. I don't understand how that click. The person is not serving under us, or not any of their NEC members are serving with us. So why would we want to protect someone in the interest of LSUIC, while the essence of even conducting or forming or appointing the audit committee? So all of these questions, doubts, and concern, some of you have seen on the platform, students are asking about audit, and all of these things. So that is why we are here today, to listen to the committee on everything that they went through, that brought us here to this report. And probably we can ask our questions, all of our hard questions, so that when we go before the students, on Saturday, we want to have similar meeting, but now we're going to be with the entire union. So the students can now come and also ask the committee, because as leaders, it's not prudent or wise or not a good governance to just go out there in the public and you just be like the same normal people. So we brought us here as joint committee to ask the committee and to understand what happened. Thereafter, on Saturday, we'll meet on a general platform with the students. The students also ask or have the chance to ask on what happened to the audit, all of these things. Thereafter, we can find a closure or we can find a recommendation on how to move forward. I think I have, to an extent, said a lot. We'll still come back here to talk more. At about this point, I will move on to the chairperson of the audit committee, who's now going to take over to present his report or findings. And thereafter, all of the leaders here will also go into the period of Q&A to understand whatever the committee is presenting to us tonight. Honorable Kaba. Honorable Kaba.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. President, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You have anything to share from your side? I can stop sharing, then you can take over all.
No, I'm not sharing anything.
Okay.
Mhm. So I should take over.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. Firstly, on behalf of the committee, we want to thank the president and his entire leadership. I will put this on, yes, see my face first, and then I'll cut it off. Okay. The responsibility given us to audit the process of our student union from 2023 to 2025, which is 2 separate years. But first of all, the entire report, we were given an instruction to carry on a financial statement audit. And within the process of planning, we noticed that we could not do a separate just financial statement audit, because in understanding to do a financial statement audit, the statement you will need to have some major statements within it. That's why I say financial statements, which means there should be income statement, there should be a balance sheet, there should be an equity statement within everything. Because of that requirement, all was not directly in it. So we got the financial report fast from the financial secretary, which is the audit focused person. And doing our planning and review of the entire system, we noticed that in order to do a comprehensive work, not leaving out compliant process within this work, we had to do performance audit of the entire system. And a performance audit of the entire system will entail the financial reports, the processes that led to the financial report, and all of those transactions that led to the financial report. That's what led us to this. And during our update, we stated that financial report for 24-25 was not submitted in all of the statements that were given. If you check through all of those files, there's no financial report for 24-25. The statements got its heading on it. There is no report for that. So it led us to the state of going through performance audit. And within the performance audit, like I said, you will do the financial, you will do the process leading to the financial report, and all of those process up to the stages of completion to the financial report during our planning. So that's how we came up with doing the performance that will cover all. So with this, we had to do, after doing this, we had to submit our management letter. But in the process of doing this, the committee had a problem, because whenever the chairman has a problem, it sends a trickle-down effect to the entire committee, as the president stated before, of my situations that bothered me that I couldn't control. One was the first one in November. Was it November or early November? It was November. The first one was in November, about my bereavement. And the second one was the preparation of the HSK test, for which I wrote and said, now we would now concentrate on this, and we had to pause for a certain length of time. And after the writing of the test, we tried to do our best and came out with the management letter. And the management letter mainly cover all compliance issues that were dealt with, but within it, there was one financial that was given. So all of these statements were given, all of these queries were given, and there were time limits stipulated within them that they needed to send response for these statements. And when I submitted this management letter to the president, he then told me, and I submitted to all past presidents within this period of time. I submitted the report to them and urged them on the time. Up to now, there is no statement on any of those queries. So if you see within those management letters, you will see the auditor response, the leadership response that the auditor put there. So within all of them, even with the auditor, the leadership response that were not given, in all of those ones, you will see that we put no comment received from leadership, and we gave the audit committee position on each of those processes. So that led us, that conclude the stage of the management letter. Secondly, we went to, because after the management letter, you start to work on the actual report for the statements. And the report for the statements, we were given a financial report, as I said from the beginning, with the list of due pays, all of those incomes and other things that were given for the first year. And those years were calculated because we were given financial report of them. In the actual report of 23-24, we had to do, let me check and be sure. In 23-24, we had to do statements because they gave us report. In there, we did the financial position statement, the balance sheet. We did a statement of comprehensive income from all of those reports that were given, the income and the expenditure that was given in those reports. We gave the cash flow of everything of those reports and numbers that were given within this financial report. And our conclusion on this audit numbers check out. So the first opinion for 23-24, the year ended June 30, was the financial statement present fairly in all material aspects, because we are dealing directly with the document that were given to us. So for 2023-24, all were given fairly because of that, because of the report. Finally, the second one is the report for 24-25. As I stated during the update and up to now, within all of those files, there is no financial report for 24-25. And you can see, I think in this, before I conclude, they updated check management letter. The updated management letter, the management letter has 10. I even put the non-preparation and submission of financial report. We put there that there was no financial report for 24-25. There was no past leader that ever responded to say there is report there. So it left there, if you see in the management letter. So it kept it. That's what led us to this final opinion in 24-25. And the final opinion in 24-25 is stated that here we say is disclaimer at all. And if you are giving a disclaimer as an opinion, it means directly the auditor could not obtain sufficient appropriate or the evidence from that opinion, because there was many scope of limitation inside uncertainty about all the accounts, all the going concern, significant issue. We couldn't see anything because there is no financial statement within it. So that's why the second year we have disclaimer as our opinion. So that's the summary of the entire work of our committee. So I pause there for any question or query towards the committee's work. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable. We have listened and we appreciate the work done so far. So we'll move to Q&A. So to do that, you just use the react option. When you click on the react option, then you can raise your hand. So we'll take you in that order. Honorable Mason, your hand is raised. You can, I don't know if it's you or it's Honorable John, but you can unmute yourself and speak.
Okay, thank you. I am Honorable Noah Dave Mason speaking. When the audit committee got appointed, I was appointed as the audit focal person. And when the audit chairman requested for those documents, I sent communication from the audit team to all of the past leaders, because in LSURC, there are 3 signatories to LSURC or signatures to LSURC account. That is the president, the treasurer, and the financial secretary. When we talk about LSURC financial issues, I send the communication to Honorable Cephas Johnson. I send the communication to Honorable Kebe Diestano. I send the communication to Honorable Florence C.T.K. Moore. I send the communication to Honorable Gideon. And also the father has served as a financial secretary for 10 days under Honorable Gideon's term. I also discussed with him and concerning 2024-2025. But before going there, after the election, when everyone was telling me that I should go back and prepare the annual report at the conference for 2024-2025, since I ended the term, I went and prepared the report. When I prepared the report, I needed few advices or few people to look into it. So I reached out to the President Emeritus, Hassan Francis with you, Doctor, and I reached out to one of the members of the Constitutional Review Committee, Honorable Maxwell. It took us days to go through the whole financial report or annual report of LSUIC, and there were findings. So after the findings, Dr. Wayfield asked me, he said, call Choice and CT and try to rectify this before publishing a report to the public. So I called CT and I called Choice because there were difference in figures. And there were some figures that were like balanced or whatsoever. So Honorable City cleared her side, and Honorable Choice told me that what was made clear to me wasn't clear at all. In fact, we all scheduled another Zoom meeting in August of 2025. We all scheduled another Zoom meeting, and that Zoom meeting had at the time adjudicator Coco, the current adjudicator Marcus Sipo Jensen, CT Florence KMO former treasurer, former financial secretary for 2 terms. The former treasurer also Honorable Kebe Shanu and Honorable Cephas Johnson were in that meeting, and in that meeting it happens to collide with my NEC meeting the same time. So I was in both meetings, and Honorable Cephas said there were some funds that were mismanaged during his first term. So he went through the report. He had his own financial report because in LSUIC, the president approved every funds that gets out of LSUIC financial, out of LSUIC covers or treasury. The president approved everything. So he had his own report. The treasurer also had her own report of how much she received and how much was left in her account, how much she was receiving. Every money she received, she had a report of it. So when Florence City went through her report, she explained in a Zoom meeting, and then the president too had some issues with the report, the financial report at the time. That I won't go deep into, but I think when we get to the student budget, we'll have to go deep into it. But later on in the same meeting, he said 25,000 or 24,000 was unaccounted for in the his first term. And then I said to him, I said, well, why will 24,000 be unaccounted for in your first term? And then you didn't even raise any of those things or concern during your second term beginning, knowing fully where you're continuing with the same financial secretary. And he said he got to know of it recently after the financial secretary, when he started questioning those things, that's when his financial secretary of his second term, Honorable City, resigned. So I said, okay, the treasurer at the time also, or the treasurer emeritus also came in the same meeting. She said her balance was different from what was presented to us during quarterly meetings. To say, oh, turnover balance to this quarter, turnover balance to that quarter was different from what she had in her treasury balance. And she said she thought CD was, in her own voice, I thought CD was a good person, so I was trusting that everything she was saying was okay, even though it was different. When I reached out to her after or before the quarter meeting, she would tell me, say, oh, she will handle this, she will handle that. So I felt she was a good person to handle it till she resigned. So when the auditors started asking me for documents, I reached out to everyone. And the reason why I reached out to everyone was for everyone to be able to present those documents. Even though I could have shared screenshots of those documents because I was on Zoom that whole meeting at the same time in LSU in NEC meeting. I have screenshots of it, but I'm like, if I share screenshot, it's not official. So I needed an official report from them, from each and every one of them. So I've been reaching out to CFOS since October up to December. I think my final straw was December, where I told the president, I said, I think it will be better in December that the auditors come up and tell us, because you cannot just audit from one document, one financial document in LSUIC. If you just audit from one financial document, it will not be, when you have 3 signatures to that account, it won't make sense. You need all 3 of them financial records. And I think the president reached out to the former president, CFOS, but it used to no result. Also for 24-25 report, I named the Liberian Students Union Financial Records for 2024-2025. And that was the same file that I shared with the past financial secretary and past treasurer. That was the same file I shared in the group chat in August of 2025 when I was to do, between August to September, I was to do the annual report, but because our first quarter report was also approaching, we decided to just share the file and focus on our first quarter report for 2025-2026. So I shared the same file with the audit chairman, and I just didn't share that file with him. I share all of the receipts of money that was disbursed during my term as financial secretary with the 2024-2025 leadership. All of the receipts that money that I disbursed, all of the receipts I received, I shared with him. So I don't know if you felt like when I read the audit stuff recently, I think April 2nd, I reached out to him, and his only thing was, or his only saying was, I didn't name the file annual report or something, but yet I share with you receipts of conference fees, receipts of food, receipts of all of those things that are disbursed during the conference. I share with you financial records. So I don't know how come, because I also work with the same financial report with the ex official who is on the audit committee, Honorable Whitfield. I work with the same report with him, and he never said anything about, oh, you need to rename the file, or you need to do this. So I think hearing that, oh, there's no financial record for 2024-2025, there is financial record, and the financial records were shared with the audit committee chairman, and receipts of funds that are disbursed was also shared with the chairman. I think if you had any issues with the way the file was named, you should have reached out to me as the audit focal person. And after I was named audit focal person, I was the one in between all parties, and at a certain point in time, I wasn't receiving any communications again. Communication was going directly to the president and not me. And the reason why I was appointed was so that communication can pass through me. We had a meeting with the audit committee, and I said the same thing. If you know that, okay, I sent this file in a name that doesn't suit your auditing or standards, reach out to me, say, oh, Honorable, this file you sent, it says financial record 2024-2025. We need annual report. Let me rename it and put annual report on it and send it to you, because exactly what in the annual report, what in that file is the same thing. It's financial record, and it's the same financial record from 2024-2025. So I will stop here.
All right. What we'll do, I see the hand of His Honor, Honorable Jensen is up. So I don't know if
Mr. President.
Yeah. So I want you to come in first before we take a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Thank
I
you.
was saying.
You see the process of the audit. What the opinion is the last. Management letter is the first to come out. The management letter will lead you to basis of the opinion at the end. Check in the management letter. At the beginning, it states, well, let me read the exact part. It states that if you have any, but where is this place? Okay, we will be grateful to give your response to the management letter within 14 working days as the date of receipt to make possible the issue of audit report to the leadership. In the absence of any response by due date, it will be assured that the analysis, conclusion, recommendation contained in this management letter are correct and accurate, reflecting your position on this matter. Please provide all documented evidence to support your response to this management letter. So if even you work with me and send it, if there is management letters coming to you telling you, say this is not it, and in the management, that's why you see that portion is bold within the management letter. If you have it, you send it. They say send it with documented evidence. Did you send it? Did they send it? I sent it to all the past leadership. If they had it, did they respond to it? Something is down here in the management letter. The management letter is down. There is lack of financial statement for that particular year. No preparation or submission of financial statements. There was no response to it. So then how will you say the basis wasn't made something? So you then look at the management letter because it laid the basis of it. So that is no argument. The management letter is there. So that's why you
Honorable,
see the auditors stand by that decision because there was no evidence provided up to more than a month. So the disclaimer stands with them because there is no record for it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we will take Honorable Mason. I still see your hand up, but we'll take Honorable Jensen. Then we'll come back to you, Mason. So just wait.
okay. Thank you so much, Honorable President. Am I being heard?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I'm Mark.
Oh, sorry. I think I wanted to mute myself. I muted you. Sorry. Just check your side.
So it's okay now, right? You can hear me? Mr. President, you can hear me?
Yeah, Honorable, you've been
Yes, we
heard.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. So again, I'm Marcos Sipo Jensen, a member on the Judicial Board of LSUIC. This kind of meeting should have lasted for 3 hours, but I just saw the chairman message that he has meeting by 8:30. So I'll just make my question very straightforward, and he can provide clarity. When I read the report, there are a few things that I needed more clarity about, on. The first one I saw, there is no approved financial policy. Okay, so I would like the board, the auditing committee, sorry, to clarify to me or to clarify to us what they mean by there is no approved financial policy. And then secondly, that accounts were used to receive LSUIC money other than the appropriate account. Best of my knowledge in LSUIC, is okay that anybody can receive money on behalf of the union, but should turn it over within a certain period of time. Where those money turned over, because another account receiving LSUIC money is not a violation, best of my knowledge, but where those money turned over, and during the audit process, if it was not turned over, who received those money that did not turn the money over to the appropriate authority? There are a couple of questions, but I just don't want to bother you many of them. Maybe on those ones I answer, we can go further. So you can just clarify the financial policy. There is no approved financial policy. What exactly the committee mean, and then also the point where people receive money on behalf of the union. And I want to know if they just receive it or they receive and did not turn it over to the appropriate authorities.
Okay. So, Honorable Robert.
So we go to the approved financial policy. For everything that the audit committee work is dealing with is from reports, documents that were given. Approved financial policy is that our leadership provides or documented evidence, giving processes, procedures. Is a direct manual formed by the leadership and every other part associated with them to come up with a procedures and a process in how money should be released, how it should be spent, how money are collected, and how it should be. There is none of such within the documents that were sent. And approved financial policy means that every leadership will come and have a approved financial policy. One can have an approved, it means it should be signed, it should be stamped, it's approved. You cannot come and give one, you say you're giving loan out, you bring a sheet of paper and you sign just, you write, the loan should be given this, is not a policy. And then we put it in a management letter again, requesting there was no evidence of any policy given that was signed and approved that is being used. So that's the first one. It was signed and approved. Policy given on procedure of the entire financial process of LSUIC, and should be approved by the president at the leadership at that time and all other committee members. Then that document is approved as financial document to be carried out. And likewise, the loan policy, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be a single paper. Anytime the person want money, you sign and say that's a policy. That's not a policy. And your second question was to the one we were saying on approving of this. When we had the meeting with the, I think, city, the treasurer, when we had the Zoom meeting with her, was that all of the money were received by her personal WeChat account. It cannot be traced now. After you say, oh yeah, my balance was this, and then the money added, so this balance was this. It's wrong. The leadership need to have or direct Liberian government and say you should have a bank account. But here is we should have a WeChat account directly for LSUIC. Because in order to trace these things, you cannot go to the personal account and say, I had the 500 RMB here as my previous balance that was here. So somebody saying 200. Where will you do this? That's why we're saying we need to have an official WeChat account or an Alipay account, because she stated that there was money given and there is no trace of those money. Even in the financial report they gave, there is no note telling you this money were given or this money that I see here. In every financial document that were given, the reports, there should be notes to it. There was nothing there giving notes. So there where we talk about money being received for LSUIC is not on the official WeChat and Alipay that we are using here in China. That's how it came about.
Okay, so let's do this again. I still see the head of Honorable Jensen is up, but then we'll go to Mason and then we'll come back to Honorable Jensen. Honorable Mason, you want to ask question before we?
No, you can go to Honorable Jensen. I already typed in the comment. I didn't receive any management letter.
The management letter was shared with the NEC as well. It was shared within the NEC group.
Yes, but I shared every document I have, financial record, and I even have a proof to it. So I don't know. I didn't feel like that management letter was sent to me. It was sent to people who did not send any documents in, when I have sent every other documents in. So yeah, I will just stop there.
Mr. President.
Yes, Honorable.
Before you go, this was the problem. When you are doing an audit of an entity, the direct address of the audit will go to the present leadership. Even the management letter, the final opinion and report that will come, it will be addressed to the present leadership. It will not be addressed to former official. They will have a copy. It won't be addressed to them. I clarify it during the management letter.
Okay.
So it won't be addressed to any other person except the present leadership.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
go to Honorable Jensen. Jensen, you can proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. So in line with the response from the chairman of the AC, the auditing committee, I think LSUIC has her own financial policy in which money should be disbursed. I think it's something that is already in place. How money should leave from the treasury. So that's what got my attention first, even though I have other questions. There are policy lined up by the union in the constitution how money should be disbursed, especially for those that are signature to the account. So I also want to do a follow-up. In line with you mentioned the financial secretary, that's Flores City Mall that her personal account was used and then you couldn't trace. Then I have a follow-up question. At LSUIC has a structure where we have quarterly reports. For those that are paid money that was received by the union, they make those reports. So did the auditing committee, look at the quarterly report from during her term and then try to trace if that amount of money was turned over? Because we can say that she received money and you can't trace if she forwarded. So did the auditing committee review the quarterly report during her term, the quarter financial report during her term to confirm? Because I guess in the report there should be a screenshot of all the money she turned over to the treasurer. Did the auditing committee observe the report, and then the report she turned over finally to the treasurer to see if they both correspond?
Okay.
The first one, you will see that there is screenshots of receipt given. Yes, their receipt is given. How can I confirm the receipt? By payment from where? They are quarterly report, yes. That's why you see even the 2023-24 is financial, is fair, free and fair for material misstatements. It's free and fair because all of those quarterly reports sum up to the sum of the final and financial reports. All of those small reports, we added them, is sum up to it. That's why you see it's a fair. So all those documents align with those ones. But in order for the commit first, the problem you had, can you get the balance statement, the balance brought forward of the present year to match the closing balance of the next year? You cannot. And since you cannot get it, another financial report can come at the end with different beginning balance. You cannot match it because you don't have them. So there where the problem is not that you print the file, you put it there. Yeah, it's there. I can see the photocopy of many different. We even put management letter. There is statement in the management letter telling leadership about that particular problem. That there are receipts, just here receipt scan from different WeChat account and stamped is received. It's in the management letter. It's wrong. You cannot trace it to any account to verify those accounts. So if they give you quarterly reports and they give you financial report, you join the report as long as equal, because there is no official account that you can trace those payments to. So that's why you see the financial report, it was like mostly compliance, but this compliance was serious hindrance to the process.
All right. So before we get back to Honorable Jensen, do we have any concern, any question from anyone here? Because I think the chair sent a message in the chat that you have to leave at 8:30. So,
Mr. President, I told you and begged you, that's why we had to bring the meeting to 7.
Yeah. So that's why I'm
But
trying to, at least we can have a little bit of balance to hear from others as well. Honorable Jensen, I will come back to you. Let's take Honorable Cheeseman. Honorable Cheeseman, you can go ahead and we'll get back to Honorable Jensen.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you to the audit committee for the work done so far. So I think we still have a problem if we are thinking about presenting this report to the body, and we still have two different positions here on this report. I would suggest that the audit committee the audit committee do the final fact checking, because if we giving this report to the body and in-house as executives, we still have two different positions on this report. So I don't see it necessary for us to carry this report to the general body. For one, the financial secretary said he presented a document to the audit committee, and the audit committee is saying that they did not receive a particular document, or whether bearing name or not, or reading the content of the document received. So I think LSURC has its own financial medium or financial policy or procedure in terms of managing funds, because every money that was spent or should be spent should also be approved by the president, office of the president. So I also want to ask the committee whether they did a follow up with the president, or whatever or document you receive in terms of managing funds, who received what and what was the procedure. And if you are coming up with this audit report, I think you should also work in line with what LSURC been following as their flow of income, and also receiving or disbursing funds. So we might not be exact to the excellent means of the financial policy outside of LSURC. So I think the audit committee should work in line with what LSURC has as its financial policy. So given the fact that every money spent, president have to approve by what means, what procedure. So if the audit committee can look at those or documents and come up with findings, then I think we will be making a way forward. But I see here that we are not having one word. So I think the audit committee should do some background work again in line with the financial secretary or whoever responsible. But I see that we have two different views here. So what are we going to back out there if we are going as a team, or we are just going with two different views to the body? So I still see it as a problem. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, Honorable Cheeseman. So we will, I think the chairman hear it, so it's more of like, we still need to ratify things to come up with a complete report. While I see 3 hands are up, excluding Honorable Jensen, I will do,
Mr. President,
yes, Honorable,
Mr. President,
yes,
if I actually understood Honorable Chisme right,
mhm.
she saying something like we should like come up with one word or redo let's say redo reports. The first thing, will we be able to get, if you want to do this, let's go back to 2023-24 that has our report here. Do you have actual prints of that year expenditure from that WeChat and Alipay accounts that were used to verify those payments? You need to have those WeChat available that you can print those things to verify those payments. If you don't do it, you just go with just these statements, the report that will be given to you, you give everybody clear reports. And because of this statement not being clear, that's why it's disclaimer. So if we try to go back, we need all of those statements from those payments that were done. If we can get them, fact check them, then it's okay. But
All right.
if not, it'll be a problem.
Okay, so let's take Honorable Jensen lastly. There are 4 or 5 hands that are up, so let's just take Honorable Jensen, and then we can take the other people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. So I want to just ask the two more questions. I just want to ask my question as straightforward as possible. Also, I saw in the communication sent to the JB that there were unapproved budget expenditure. So before I go there, I think another recommendation to add on Her Honor Viola Cheeseman is that I think the report is too ambiguous. Like the detail is not there. Like for example, you say you couldn't trace this person report. You include the person name. If the president Jacob Cephas Johnson refused to give you communication, you put his name there. That's what the student wants. Who is to be here reliable for certain information, certain proceeding, just for the clarity. But if we just do this randomly, you have to answer so many questions. So I saw unapproved budget expenditure in the communication. I want to know during the findings of the AC, which expenditure were made outside of the approved budget, and who authorized those expenditure. And then lastly, the conference spending, which of course I'm very interested in. It is in the communication that the conference spending exceed, I think, around 35,000 RMB, something like that. And who approved the subsidy for general funds according to the AEC findings? Just those two last questions. Maybe the general meeting we might ask follow-up questions.
First of all, I will clear this out. I'm not going to give the report the way you want it or the way students want it. No. Audit report is not to give blame. The leadership is responsible for every process. That's why you see when they are holding people for audit irregularity, the head is responsible. So the way you want it for me to say John Brown took money, no. That's not auditing, that witch hunting. And I will not be part of that. Clear that one out. And then your next question was to the budget. I said this report was done because of the financials that were given. There is another budget in this particular 2023-24. They had a budget, and there were things done outside of the budget that were not in the budget. Those items that was not in the budget are the one listed there. The budget there, but they went outside of the budget. So check it out. Is the document I was giving, we are going directly by the documents. Their budget is there, but they didn't go with the budget. And there was statement, there were the budget there for an amount, and there was higher in the expenditure. That was what was reported there. So everything is from all the financial documents that we got. Nothing outside.
Okay. I'm trying as best as possible, though I would really want us to stay here for a long time to get all of the clarity, but I'm trying as much as possible to meet up with your own time that you propose.
Yeah.
And for those just joining us, welcome. The intent was first to have this meeting, and then if we can get a recommendation or a way forward, then we don't have to go to the Saturday meeting. The Saturday meeting is with all of the students. The same way you're asking, probably the same way students will be asking and wanting to know exactly what we are saying. So the meetings to be done in twofold. But after all of the discussion tonight, then we'll know if the Saturday meeting will be possible or we, as a joint leadership, propose to this committee for the way forward. So we'll move on to Honorable Flomo, the senior adjudicator of the Judiciary Board.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you to the Auditing General or the head of the Audit Committee for the presentation. Well, I have two simple questions, even though they are complicated ones ahead. But let me ask these two simple questions first. To the NEC, then to the Audit Committee. First to the NEC. What mandate did you give the Audit Committee? Within what time space did you ask the committee to perform or execute her duties?
From the angle of the NEC, we didn't give them a fixed time to say you should do this report in 1 week. So,
No, I mean, which period did
oh, we
you
gave them
ask
to
the
audit,
committee to come?
in the official appointment letter, it say audit for the last 2 years. That is from 2023 up to 2025. That's what's stipulated in.
Okay, thank
in the
you.
appointment letter.
Thank you, Mr. President. Back to the auditing general. Did you execute the mandate of the student body through the National Executive Council by auditing for the period of 2 years? If so, why or why not?
As stated first from my opening statement, I said we're given a responsibility to audit from 2023 to 2025, which is 2 reporting year, 2 different financial year within LSUIC. But because of the lack of another document, the process of financial statement audit could not suffice to cover every other process. If you were going to do financial audit only, without doing the comprehensive audit, you were now going to see budgeted versus actual not coming year. So that's why we did it to do the comprehensive. We did performance audit, and it was we instated it in the update why we did performance audit. So it's the same mandate that was given to audit LSUIC for the 2 years.
All right, so
Okay.
in short, they did an audit for 2023, 2024, but no audit or issue a disclaimer for 2024, 2025. So 1 year was not audited. But you can go ahead on.
So, back to you, Mr. President. As per the mandate given to the committee, do you think we are not asking the critical questions now, but let's clear the surface first. Do you think that this report can be accepted as per the mandate we gave to the committee?
No, because especially on the part of the 2024, 2025, when the National Financial Secretary was asked, he said he presented that report in the document. But I think the misunderstanding came about the naming convention. So that's something that the committee will have to work on. Because their claim was they never received the document, and the claim of the audit focal president or the financial secretary was he provided a document. So you have to find a common ground there and do the reconciliation.
Okay,
Mr.
so
President,
until the mandate,
Mr. President, before we continue, are we saying because the secretary said he has the document and he turned over the document but could not present it as per what the management letter saying we should sign and wait for him to give document for us to go back? Are we saying that?
He said that the same document was given, just the issue of naming convention or the name that
But then why he couldn't follow the management letter? Yeah,
so that's why we have to find a common ground to see how best we can fix things properly. And that would be probably our appeal to the committee. But let's get back to Honorable Flomo. Let's try to do it as quick as possible to just get everyone. We have 3 hands still up.
well, I see ambiguities in a report. That's why they have done tremendous work. But I would like the body to resolve on the status of the report before we can maybe plan another meeting, because the chairman needs to attend to his professional tasks. But I will reserve my comments until the body can decide on what will happen with this report, because I can't ask, then later we go back to square one and say we have to do this, do that. So let's decide on that first. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, let's take the Council 1, the senior coordinator, Honorable Chair, and then thereafter we take His Honor, Honorable Nale.
Hey, thanks a lot to the audit team for the report. I'm not personally, as the head of the council, I'm not very happy with the report. I'm not trying to criticize what was done, but I think the the report is kind of ambiguous in many ways. And I think leaving things not straight to the point, it has brought, it may bring cloud, over the report. And I hear the honorable chairman stating that he cannot state names of people and that will be witch hunting. I don't think so. There are numerous of other reports, as long as it is public, from corporations and government entities that state names of people who refuse to cooperate, and it is within those reports. If you want example, I can give many examples to you, and I'm very sure you know that that's not witch hunting. That's for transparency of people who don't want to cooperate with a specific report. And the thing here is that you are dealing with students, and this is a student organization where students pay money on a free will basis. So it is doing the right thing for them. Like, I mean, let's take it for example with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Or if when they reach out to a couple of officials for setting statement and they did not respond within time, those officials were named. Okay, so I think I would suggest that people who do not want to cooperate with the report, we should have a special page for them so that people can know that they did not comply with the report. And my question to the honorable chairman is that did you give any scope of limitation? Because if you give a scope of limitation, that will help people who you are sending these management letters to understand that, well, this is the scope of limitation. If you did not give within the scope of limitation from point A to point B, we needed to report in certain time, your evidences in certain time to certain time. And if you don't do it, we will put your name into this report from certain place to certain place. So if you say that you can state those names because it will be witch hunting, then I think you're not doing justice to the students, because you know and I know that people's names can be stated in other reports. So I don't see the reason why people who don't want to comply with the report names should not be stated within the report. Because when you came to the council on an oath, you say that you will work in the interest of students, and you're not stating the names of people who do not want to cooperate in a public audit. I don't think that's being just to the student body that you say you will be just to. Yeah, so I just want to stay right there for now. But thank you anyway.
Okay.
I think you misunderstand the putting in of names. We were talking about the place that the budget were more. The budget were more. Those that face the budget are the one we were talking about. We're not talking about if the report saw that there is a malfeasance in something that was transacted by the financial secretary directly by proving it on the financial statement or proving it on the statements. Is different than when there is budget and actual expenditure going. That is witch hunt. That's what I'm saying. But if there is process on the statements from the payment and you see the money was given out to something different or there was different play of the money, is different. That's why I'm saying if you do it for the budget and this is witch hunting. So I'm not taking side with anyone.
Okay. Is Honorable Nole? You can come in.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you to the audit committee for the job done. Firstly, I want to start with the objective of why the audit was conducted, so that we can set the basis. The audit was actually, in my mind, it was actually conducted to establish out of transparency or transparency, accountability, whether there was maybe something that wasn't done right. And if it is not done right, then the leadership can be able to take whatever necessary action that should be taken. So, in summary, now the report is clearly stating that there were misappropriation or some documents were not given, and now the leadership have to agree. We all have to agree on a specific ground. We also got to identify, we also have to identify that once we have observed issues within the audit, now we also need to, who are those who can be held liable? So, because you cannot just leave it open and allow people to presume who did this or who did this. Apparently, maybe you say the regime or the leadership or the financial secretary or the president at the time. So there should be someone who should be responsible for something. And we all need to agree that this audit report, the purpose is either for correction or whoever need to be reprimanded. That be straight to the point. And when we are giving any information to the student body, we have to be fair with ourselves, that we cannot be contradicting, or it will sound ugly if we carry different voice to the public and to the student body. That way cause mistrust. Some people will not want to give their funds to the union. If we give our money, people will just eat it and so on. So whatever discussion we are making here, we just need to agree on a specific point that we can go with one word to the body. So, Mr. President, I will stop here, and for the sake of time.
All right. Honorable Mason, you can come in quickly, then I will come in with my statement so that we can find a way forward before we leave.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to the auditors and the chairman who's representing them today here. Actually, you guys have done a great job. Not to discredit your work, you guys have actually done well. But I think you guys should also try to reach out to the ex-official on your team. Because he's been around LSUIC for long, he will tell you most of these things, like for what the adjudicator said. LSUIC is not a registered organization. It's not an organization that, if it was registered, where we don't have to use WeChat or Alipay, we will be paying taxes on every cent that enters as dues or pledges or loans or whatsoever. Any money that enters that account, will pay taxes on it. For us that runs business in China, we know how it is. And because LSUIC is not registered legally, you don't have a legal bank account or a legal WeChat or Alipay account. So whatever the financial secretary use or treasurer use to collect, receive money, and turn money over is their WeChat or their personal WeChat. And secondly, not to the auditors, but to us here, leaders that are here, the adjudicators, the council of coordinators, those of us that are closer to the former president and former treasurer or financial secretary. Let's reach out to them to turn over these documents to the auditors. The president have done it. I have been doing it from October 10th. I have screenshots to those effects. And it's not like they don't have the report. They have their report because we start on Zoom in August. I paid for the Zoom platform in July. I paid for the Zoom platform. We started, they all share their reports. They have their reports. Because the auditors are only auditing CT's report. In LSUIC, you have 3 signatories to LSUIC account. The auditors are only auditing city report. Whatever city gave to them is what they are carrying on their audit based on. Whatever CVOS have or whatever choice have, they don't have access to that. So if they even do all of this, their hard work and come up to the next 1 week or 1 month and say, oh, this is the report, people will still say stuff about it because it's only city report they are auditing. They are not even auditing. The president did not even send any ex-president that sent any report to say, oh, they will audit, not just financial audit, but or performance audit and what have you. They can do all of those things because
they are only doing using CD's report, and CD is not the president who approved funds that were disbursed in the organization. So the only thing I can say is my recommendation is let's please reach out to these people. And Mr. Chair, please, if people are not giving you documents, say it publicly, let people know that, so we can hold people accountable instead of doing it like we say we not want to wish on. We're not wishing it, we just holding people accountable. Say it. That's the only way to go forward. If we had done this ever since, I think I sent you a communication before. If we had done this ever since, by then we would have gone far with these things. I'm begging you, sir. You have the potential to do what you're doing. You are good at what you're doing. Please. Thank you.
Okay. Robert, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So my
I got 15 minutes. My manager just sent text on the way to the office.
all right. So during the entire audit process, did you hear from or have any meeting with Honorable Cephas? Was there any meeting?
No. I told you we just talked for like I think 2 minutes and he said he was busy, right?
Okay. Did you have any
Anything I
meeting with
suggested
Honorable Choice, Cabbage DS Channel?
No, that person I just get. No.
Did you have
These are
any
the
meeting?
four. I think, we got 4 names, 2 president and 2 secretaries that you sent me.
Mm-hmm. So did he have
Yeah,
any
those
meeting
are
with
the
Honorable Gideon Abisori? And
Gideon. I need to check my WeChat. I think one person there was not cooperating. I told you.
all right. So when it comes to meeting, during the entire audit process, who did you have a meeting with to ask questions like, oh, and I want to understand this, or I found out this, but I want to get clarity? Who did you have that meeting with?
The only person that gave the clearance was the treasurer because the other 2 just talked for. The president talked for 1 minute. 1 minute, he said he was busy. So anything the financial secretary will be the one to be able to explain the process. And I stated the update in the meeting the last time.
All right. So this is, I said this to you, I think the last time, and I'm going to say again, please, because the information I'll go out there is number 1, nobody reach out to us to ask us for our opinion or to ask a question pertaining to this report. That's number 1. That's the reality I'm going to give right now before we leave. Number 2, though maybe he or they might not be informed or aware that you have to address a letter to the current leadership and they have to respond. Honorable Johnson said when he received the communication, the management letter, he thought it was not addressed to him, so you don't have to respond to it.
No. The two presidents separately. After that, besides on any audit, just for and the address of the management letter, they called me separately to discuss it, and I explained to them. And I think I have a statement between 2 of them telling me noted.
Okay, but
In
then
my
at the end of the
WeChat,
day,
because I
I
explained
think
to them separately.
after the report was released, because I, for one, Honorable Johnson called me last year that there's some kind of mystery or something that he found out about his financial report, that over 20,000 was unaccounted for by his financial secretary. He called me and the records are available. Secondly, I requested that when the committee was confirmed, I requested him to send everything, based on what he told me, to send everything to the committee. Or send it to me, I'll send it to the committee. He told me, I think he said the next day or maybe what the weekend. I was glad. When I reached out, he told me no. When the committee said to come and ask me, when I come there, then I'll give them all of the information and all of what we found out to reach to this point about this amount being missing. And some people that are close to him, probably this is the same thing that they are being told. This is the same thing. This is the reality right now of all of what we are saying here. Number 1, they want to have a meeting with you, especially Honorable Cephas. They want to have a meeting with you to explain what went wrong during the leadership time. And According to him, he has the recordings of the meeting out on a missing reference where they have that discussion. He also have all of his own audit, because when he heard that they was going to do an audit, he decided to do his fact checking. So it was from that process they identified that money was probably mismanaged. I don't want to use any other word. Money was mismanaged. So he said he had that record as well. And he has everything to prove whatever assertion. All that is needed is for the committee to call him for that sitting or that Q&A so that he can present everything to you and tell you everything about the process.
Just stop sharing for just 1 second.
Okay. So that is the situation or reality right now. And my only appeal to you, is please, like the other, there's Honorable Jensen and every other person saying, this is not witch hunting. This is accountability. Call these guys, hear from them, get them on the records. Please, we beg
You
you.
see the first clarity? This was the clarity I started with, that we even discussed the thing for more than 5 minutes.
Exactly, because
This is
that's why
how-
he himself told me that he thought it was addressed to me, so that he never responded. So
And I
just call
clarified
him,
to them ever since.
just call him for the meeting and tell him when coming for the meeting, let him bring everything he has. If he don't appear for that meeting, knowing that he also promised me that you're going to give that document, then he said no, he wants to meet with you first. Knowing that Honorable Mason also reached out to him, he also delayed as well. If you yourself reach out to him, and then he can provide this information or tell you everything about the process, then at least we know, we can indicate it in the communication and let the student know exactly what's happening. So that would be my appeal to you tonight. Please, to the committee, just take this week. It don't have to be too much of work. They already said they have everything already. All that will be needed is just for you to review and do your own cross-checking to verify if their statement is right or wrong. Then you can come up with the updated report, just as you come up with the updated management letter. Please, that will be my appeal to you. If it can take you maybe a week or two, we appeal to the students in the interest of us having a better report for them and to also have the best transparency and accountability for them. That is the reason why we delay maybe for 2 weeks within April to give you this final report. Please, Honorable, just call that meeting with them. The Zoom platform will be available. Every support you need will be provided. Just call him for that meeting and tell him, let him present every other information that he has. I will stop here and then take the other 2 hands that are up so that we can conclude before we.
Mr. President.
Yes.
To back the committee, because this committee is now a standing committee, is directly under the executive. To back this, can the judiciary committee write the 3 separate presidents of every order, since the leadership want us to go back and do thorough work as per what they say. Can they write the 3 presidents of each separate year? Let everyone send their report by themselves. Treasurer send her report separate. President send his separate. Everyone send their separate in a separate file. There should be nobody sending report for anyone. And then they should answer the management letter and then respond to the management letter, giving those evidence of the reports.
Okay.
Then we start from there.
So let's do it 2 ways. Number one, I will appeal to you to read that communication. The JB will also come in to read another communication from this joint meeting, so that 2 communications will go to them. I will also read another communication to follow up with that same communication to them. Let's all do it together.
Can I come in quick?
Yeah, so to the JB1, Honorable Flomo, are you still following?
Yes, I'm following, Mr. President.
If that's possible from your end.
We need to know the content of the communication we are going to write. before we can write that.
All right, maybe for the context, there was a joint leadership meeting with the audit committee, and we're informed that you never responded to the management letter. And in the interest of promoting transparency, justice for LSUIC, request that you please provide whatever information that you have and present yourself to the committee once you get your communication. That will be it. Then the committee now will say to them, we are requesting your presence. Kindly provide every other information prior to the meeting. Then the NEC will also.
Okay.
Yeah, you come in.
Mr. President, the committee can just send us exhibit that the respondent refused to attend. Then we'll use that exhibit to write whatever communication you want us to write.
All right, so Honorable Chair, please just do the communication and send it. I think that would be so that we don't have to go through all of this thing. Yeah, just do the communication and share with them directly, address them. Don't put my name inside again. Just send it to them directly. If you want their address or
because
details, I'll provide.
Dealing with laws, so we have to get evidence before we act as a JB.
All right, so Honorable Chairman, please just do the communication tonight or tomorrow. Send it to Honorable Cephas Mealy. Just send it to Honorable Cephas or send it to all three of them. Financial Secretary, Honorable Cephas, Honorable Gideon, and even Honorable Mason. Send it to them tonight or tomorrow. Once you do, please they already get a report. We don't need 14 days again. No.
No, requesting them to send financial reports again?
So come before the committee and present every other document or report they have in their possession that is contrary to what is being revealed in the audit report.
Okay.
In your presentation with them, and then you get to understand the reason why they probably never respond to you and other things that they have. So request their presence, and then also tell them when they are coming, let them bring, or before even a meeting with them, let them bring or send you all the communication they have, all the documents they have.
I need to meet my committee and see when they will be available.
But meanwhile, just send a communication to Honorable Cephas first. If of course, if you come back here, you can even invite us as joint leadership. We can join you to hear just the hearing part. If you want to do your report, we will not be there. But we all can still sit here as your witnesses to listen to them. If nobody will be available, I'll be available. So if your committee members are busy, maybe that will cause delay. We'll also be here. Honorable Chair, you can come in, then we take Honorable Jensen.
Yeah, Honorable Chairman, I can still recall that the council sent you 2 communications, and we asked you multiple times what could we help with? Is there anything that you need that we could help with? And to either of those communications, you did not send us any reply. So the reason I send you those communications is that some of us have been around LSUIC for a very long time, and we know the kind of stuff.
Which name?
I send it to you directly on a report. It was sent to you through my Secretary General, Honorable Nassar.
I only got one response from him calling me to meeting this on Wednesday and doing I wasn't well.
Yeah, I think during your bereavement, before your bereavement, we sent the first communication, and I think because of the bereavement, we understood that you won't be available. So that was the reason why we had to send the second communication. But what I'm trying to say is that we've been around for a very long time, and we know how most of the guys who you are auditing behave. So when the council comes to you and say, what can we help you with, whatsoever way we want to help you, is to put pressure behind these guys so that they can make themselves available, because they might think that you are new here and you don't understand what exactly how they do behave. So like the president said, send the communication to the Honorable JB, and they will also send a communication to them. You send a communication directly to Cephas. Put ultimatum in those communications. You have the power. The NEC has given you the authority to do certain things. It's a job. Do it the best way you can, so that tomorrow nothing can reflect on you. I know these guys, I know the games they can play. Tomorrow they will say that, oh, it is the committee was biased, the committee was this, the committee was that. In fact, the people on the committee were not competent. They'll be saying a whole lot of things just so that they can be held liable. And lastly, what I want to say is that to the entire committee, you guys don't know where this report might go. It might end up in a newspaper in Liberia, or it might end up on a radio station in Liberia, because we're not taking this thing lightly. Like I told the president before, we have to start punishing ourselves, even our own people among us. Well, we have to start punishing them and start holding people liable. So I beg you in the name of God, do everything in your own power with the evidences and whatsoever, screen recording or screenshot or meeting recording, everything that you do with these guys, have them on record, so that tomorrow when the report comes out and it ain't looking good for them, so they start finding blames and start shifting blame on you, so that you can have something to say, oh, gentlemen, I call you for a meeting, you can't say X, Y, Z. The guys you're dealing with, they are very, 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 very tactical. So please, the committee should please do everything possible. If you want the council to come in, we'll also come in and send those guys communication to submit to your authority. If they have 3 communications on the decks and still didn't submit it to your authority, the number, they actually looking for us now. There's no witch hunt.
Okay, we take His Honor, Honorable Jensen, then we can try to conclude.
Okay, yeah, I think we are on course. That was the onset on which I was trying to speak to the AC chair, that if you need help, you can communicate with us, but just do a written communication. And in investigation like this, you don't meet people on WeChat. You order Zoom meeting or Tencent where you can record, because everything you say now will be used in the future. So every meeting you have with CT, you have with Choice, you have all of these things to be documented. If the Zoom is basic, and tell the president to create a room for you, create a room on Zoom, and then you can have this meeting and do some recording. We are willing, obviously, to help, definitely. As the senior adjudicator have already said, once the communication reach to us, we'll work in line, make sure the student receive what they deserve as the auditing report.
All right, thank you so much. So, Honorable Robert, before we hear from you, please, tonight, just take your time and just run a 2-paragraph. Honorable C4, former president, if you can get your address in it, I will give it to you. Just draw a letter to him that you want to meet with him today, Wednesday. You want to meet with him on Friday. So he should send you all the documents and get back tomorrow or before Friday. And if you can prepare for the meeting to go through question and answer and everything, just state everything in our communication. When you send it to him, in the communication, CC copy the Judiciary Board, CC copy the COC and the NEC. We'll use that CC copy to make our own communication as well to him. So we'll just be waiting for your communication tonight or tomorrow to also send our own communication as well. We appreciate the great work you are doing, and we want
You
to.
want me wait till there? I can't. I'll need to consult the committee.
Yeah, we'll take it tonight, tomorrow, no problem. But between tonight and tomorrow, just let us know. I'm sure the committee also will be in line with this. If they are busy, like I said, they can't attend our meeting. We will be here to attend.
Then you need to send the addresses you want.
Okay, I will send you their addresses. If the committee members are busy, just let us know. The same way we are here, we all come here and listen. If we're not speak, if we're not speaking your meeting, you will regulate your meeting. If we're not speaking, we'll just listen, so that we can just be the witness. If you want us to speak, we'll come in and speak. But if your members are not available, let us know. We'll be here as well, because all of us here, and they come, they will know they are not just talking to you, probably that we're not following with everything happening to LSUIC. They will know that they're talking to all of us here, and they know that we know, and we know that they know. So everything will be, at least it will go smoothly. Please, I will send you everything right after the meeting. I will send you all of their addresses, and we can take it up from there. To all the other members that joined from the different organs, we appreciate you. Okay, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining in the interest of the students that we are all serving. So please, let's be on the standby to help this committee achieve the accountability and transparency that LSUIC deserves. On this note, we will conclude with the chairperson before he go on his meeting. Honorable Robert?
Yeah. So I'll wait to inform my committee's members that are absent. I'll post on the page updating them, and then see where we can get to you maybe today or tomorrow. I think it'll be tomorrow. See how we can get back to you. So directly, let me almost they are calling me. Okay, let me get in quickly. Directly, we'll be writing them, telling them to submit to the reports, the management letter and the reports, giving all supporting document pertaining to the reports and the management letter, and address themselves on these situations and giving a specific time. That's all will be about the letter.
Let them come for the meeting. There should be not just.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say meeting will be there. So to address themselves to all of these things, prepare with all documentative evidence of what they want to address themselves with.
Okay.
That's how it would be like.
All right. Thank you so much. So that's
And
it.
then who are your CC copy? Yes, just give the list, please.
All right, I'll send it to you. CC copy, NEC, COC, and JB.
Okay.
I will send it to you right
All
away.
right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I see I'm out of time, please.
Okay, okay. All right. All right, so that's it. Good night, and let's stay in touch.